So, yeah, project keeps having the same issue in the same place. So, we're gonna try opening it up and copying or duplicating the character and seeing if that fixes things. Come on, load for me. Is it not even gonna load again? There we go. So yeah, there's something with the Oculus app that is stopping it from loading. Okay, so we're gonna duplicate that. Okay, we're gonna go back in here. First, we'll save all. And we'll see if we can plug this in now that Oculus isn't running. Okay. Neat. Yeah, it doesn't like that. Now, if I go into my duplicated guy, can I do it no problem? Come over here. Plug that in. Plug in. And no. Cool. Bad project. Get to start from scratch, yay! So exciting. Love when things stop working. Okay. So yeah, starting the project over from scratch because I'm having a weird editor issue where it won't let me edit my character. So that's awesome. Cat, why are you like squeezing itself in behind the chair? Dumb cats. Okay. Studio, we'll close you down. And start some music for me. Okay, I got music. Okay. Okay. Let's start with just our whatever thingy. Folder hierarchy. That's what I'm looking for. That's the word. Okay, levels. Mesh. Blueprints. Okay. Import our mesh. And then we're going to. Actually, no, we're gonna delete our mesh. I'm gonna re-import it. Okay, so import scale is we want 0.135, I think, and then rotation, it's facing the wrong way, so 180, and then neg 90, I think. And that looks correct. Cool. And then we're going to import the texture for it. And then we're going to call this one color, which is going to be multiplied by our texture asset. Okay. And then metallic, we want a constant. Same for spec and same for roughness. The roughness, we're going to put this at like a 0.8. Specular, we're going to set this to like a 0.3. Metallic, a like 0.4. And then we're going to select our hand, go back here, go to preview, and we'll save. And there we go. Okay. And then we are going to make an instance of this. And we're going to make that hand just slightly darker. Don't know why I'm making this the hand of a black man, but that's the character I feel that this is. Yeah. Okay. So let's fix up our mesh. So we're going to do a scale 0.135. We are then going to do a rotation 180 and neg 90. We are now the correct setup for Unreal Engine. Okay. Then we are going to set up some poses. Okay, so first we'll Control A, rotation and scale. Control A, rotation, scale. There we go. So that is now set up. Oh, my other thing I wanted to do was make the fingernails a little bit taller now that I've actually seen them in game. Like 0.1? No. GZ 0.01. 0.001. There we go. GY 0.001 negative. There we go. Now we got a little bit more pronounced fingernails. We're also going to bring them out the front a little more. I'm going to go GX 0.001 2. And there we go. Start back at the beginning. What is, there we go, 0 is what I was looking for. Okay. We've got auto IK to on. Pose mode. Auto IK is on. Good. Okay. So we want the dope sheet, and then I believe I need another action editor. That's what I want. I'm gonna make a new action. This action will be ref pose. Select all, and we are going to whole character. There we go. That is our reference pose. Perfect. You're going to create a new action. Okay, and with our new action, we are going to call this natural pose. Their natural pose. So back in our reference pose, okay. Back in our natural pose. We'll find out soon if this is going to work. GY. And then GX. We want to give the fingers a bit of a curl. Something like that. Yeah. That a bit and that a bit. Get in something like, ooh, that's not natural. I'm just gonna turn off IK for a second. Something like that, and then we're just gonna go into a quick ooh. Right. We want, actually, we'll go to the layout page. We want to go to weight paints. And we want to add a little bit of paint. Said a little bit, wait. 0.3. Just want to make this area follow the main hand bone a little better. Take a 0.5 and bring 0.6. Bring this area up more. And then 0.9. Those areas to follow the hand bone implicitly. Something like that. And now if we go back to our animation pose that I didn't save because I'm an idiot. Oh no, I'm just in the wrong no, I didn't save it because I'm an idiot. Okay. Natural pose. Auto IK on. Something like that. Yeah. And looks like a more natural curl there. And then I want to bring the thumb down. That. And then I want to roll the thumb a bit. That. And we'll bring that knuckle in. And then we're gonna save the whole character in the natural pose. So now if I go back to reference pose, and I go to natural pose, beautiful. And then we're gonna go for a hand closed. Make a new one. G. Y. Oh, auto IK back on. And then GX. GZ, we'll bring that one in. GZ, bring that up a bit. Same with those. And we'll want to bring those ones also up a bit. Something like that. Curl that in. Curl out the pinky a bit there. And then we want to curl it in a bit there. Turn off IK for a second, and we're just position that thumb around a tad. And that will be our hand closed. And then we'll do like a hand point. Ooh. How do we expose breakdown? Nope. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to reference pose. And then I'm going to copy. Yeah, I want to just like copy those bones. No, that's not one. Now, copy that, and then we'll go to hand point and paste. There we go. And then we're just going to bring it in a little bit. As if he can't perfectly straighten his hand. Something like that. Okay, so file, save. And then we're gonna go and we're going to use our Unreal Engine tools. And we've got 4 actions. Yes, 4 actions will be exported. Beautiful. And then we'll do an export for Unreal Engine. What? Oh, I didn't. On the pointing hand, I didn't actually save it. There we go. Now it's saved, so now we'll do an export for Unreal Engine. We'll save. And then we are going to get rid of those. And then we're going to go to our exported FBX. reset those. Do not create material. Cool. And then we'll go to our animations. Bring those in. We want import mesh to be off because we just want it to be imported as an animation. There we go. Okay. Beautiful. And then we're going to go to our skeletal mesh. Armature. Yeah, that one. And we're gonna where do I set the... There we go. Set the default texture for it. And there we go. File, save all of those. Perfect. And now we're gonna go to our blueprints. New folder. VR interaction. Okay. So we want a new interface. I_VR interaction. We want a VR underscore grab. And then we'll have a VR underscore release. I need to fix my UI scaling. Cool. No, my UI scaling is what I wanted as. Just Unreal Engine isn't scaling for me. Huh. Weird. YouTube's complaining at me. That's like, your audio bitrate's too low. No, you just think I have no audio bitrate because I'm not transmitting audio for a lot of this. F, Final War, Final Days. There we go. Okay. VR interaction. Grab, release, VR underscore, trigger, press. Trigger, release. Upper button, press. The upper button, release. Lower button, press. And lower button, release. There we go. Okay, each of these is going to want a motion controller. Category is going to be input. Okay. Let's just go about setting up all the inputs. Okay. So you got a bunch of motion controller inputs set up. Beautiful. Let's start with our character. Okay. We're gonna do a blueprint class character. _VR. Then we're gonna do a new hand blueprint. Let's for our mesh. Okay. Can I set that as additive? Force lock, normal, blah blah blah, allow frames. It's mesh space additive, okay. Let's then create a anim blueprint. Anim BP underscore hand. State machine. Add new state machine. And then we are going to have blueprint, a enumeration, VR underscore hand pose. And we are going to have natural. I'm gonna have closed. I'm gonna have point. I guess that's it, eh? We've got open hand, pointing hand, closed hand. Yeah. Oh, and then we'll have default. Use anim BP, and this is override to natural open hand, override to closed hand, and override to pointing hand. Okay. Okay, on update, we want to have a new state machine. We're going to go into the state machine. We are going to have a variable hand pose, which is the type hand pose that we just made. Add a state. And this state will be default. Okay, so we've got our default state. Beautiful. And then we're going to go off a default state to pointing. And then we'll have closed. And then we'll have natural. Can I have multiple ways in? I can have multiple ways in. Beautiful. Okay. Oh, I can also set that up in the other thing. Okay, so we got hand pose, and then we want trigger and trigger is going to be a Boolean type, and we want, oh, didn't want to delete it. I want to duplicate it, but for some reason my text is really small right now. We want trigger and we want grip. Okay. So we want this to be hand pose equals okay, so this is going to closed. Okay. Or trigger and grip. Pointing, you want trigger not and grip. Hand pose, and we want hand pose to be what do we want hand pose to be? Oh, equal as an enum. Now we want equal pointing. Okay. Then natural. We only want if hand pose is equal to natural. And then natural will go back to default. If hand pose not equal to natural. Closed will go back to default. If trigger not or grip not nope, not branch, we want a or and then we want an and pose not equal closed. I always pick the wrong one there. I don't know why it defaults to a bit and doesn't default to doesn't default to the enum. Let's see. So this would be it only leaves if that is not closed. Yeah. And then pointing get hand pose not equal point and trigger or grip not. Because then it goes back to the natural. Okay. And that should do it. So default be play enum play natural. This is also play natural. Play closed. I guess it doesn't matter that these are additive because I'm just overriding them. And play point. And then That should plug in here. Compile. And then we'll close the grip. Should. Ooh. Well, that's interesting. I think it has to do with my poses. So I want no additive. No additive. No additive. No additive. Okay. Files, save all, and now if we go to here, but then if I have my trigger on as well, yeah. Perfect. And then if I override this with natural, that is a problem. Or no, so here's the problem. I need those to go back. There we go. I think that'll do it. If it's not equal what it's supposed to be, and it's not equal default. And I'll add the same condition up here. Now, if we go to hand pose, close. And we got trigger and we got grip, which would also give us close. So if we let go of grip and we go to default, no, with trigger, it should. Trigger alone should take us to pointing. Oh, trigger not pressed and grip is pressed. Okay. But yes, that is working now. Okay. Cool. So we have an animation blueprint for the hand. get anim instance, yes. Pass to anim BP hand. Okay. Let's go and set our inputs. Because there's a bunch. So VR underscore grip underscore left. Underscore right. Oculus touch grip left. Oculus touch grip right. Perfect. Oculus touch trigger left and trigger right. Beautiful. Okay, upper button left, I believe, is Y. And I believe on here it's B on the right, yep. Okie doke. Lower button is X, X. And here it is A. Okay, and then we want turning, which will be Oculus touch right X. Okay. Okay, so we can set hand pose. There we go. And we'll do another custom event. So this way, I can either manually set it as override, or I can set it via button presses. There we go. The hands, I could do a receive input, but we're not going to bother doing that. Okay, so we've got the hand. Now I have to figure out why my camera was high in my previous test. The tracking origin, floor level. So, oh, I understand. It's referencing itself based on its root component. Okay. Okay, so we've got VR root, and then we've got our VR camera underneath it, which is locked to HMD, and then we are going to add our motion controllers. Set that to root tracking. Go. VR root -88, and then we need to make our body not quite so fat. Capsule component, that's what I'm looking for. There we go. And put a head collision on the character for damage. Okay. So on begin play, we're gonna spawn the controllers. Spawn our VR hands. Get actor. Nope, not get actor. Spawn actor. From class. Put that struct pin. We can do the left hand first with -1 on the Y transform. And then we're going to attach that. Actually, we're going to promote that to a variable first. Take our motion controller and we're going to attach actor to component. There we go. Same thing. Except for the right hand. Take that, and right. And there we go. Spawn VR hands on event begin play. Okay, let's go back to our VR interface now. We've got our input events. Let's add some check events. We're going to rename that to grip. And then we're going to call that primary. And we're going to can I duplicate? I can't duplicate. Okay. We'll do secondary grip as well. And then on that we want a socket. A scene component. And socket. I'm gonna add that to grip primary as well. And then we also want a hand pose. Let's have it report success or not. I'll save. Get no, we'll preface VR. Allow. What am I doing? Why am I doing input there? Because I'm tired already. That's not a good sign. VR underscore allow secondary grip. Does it allow a secondary grip? Okay, what else would there be? What else? Well, I'm gonna go put water on to have coffee, and I'll be right back as I think about that. Okay, so we're checking if it's secondary or not. VR is grip. No, we'll get that to get active grips. That's got an incoming motion controller, so that's good. Yeah, get active grips will go under check as well. And it is going to output motion controllers. Okay. And it will also do an is gripped. Or has grip. It is gripped. Yeah. Get active grips, allow secondary grip. That should be a question mark. And that would be a doesn't hurt to input the motion controller. And then it outputs whether or not it's loud. Okay. Okay, let's do inputs now. Okay. VR grip. Okay, so when we grip, we are going to find out get nearest object with grip interface. Now we want a motion controller in. Get world location. And a multi-sphere trace. Multi-sphere. Oh, come on. There we go. Multi-sphere trace by 4 objects. Okay. Actually, you know what? If we do a capsule trace, that would also get things in front of us. Okay, multi-capsule trace for objects. Okay. So start position, end position. How do I set the... No, I want a sphere trace. I do want a multi-sphere trace. I'm thinking capsule because I want to make basically a capsule, but I want to do a multi-sphere trace. I just want to get the forward vector of this. Multiplied by interact distance. What is a decent interact distance for VR? 1 meter? It's like 10. And we only care about world static and world dynamic. And we'll draw a debug sphere. And then if it hits anything for each loop. Now we're gonna get closest. And the hit object. Okay. I'm gonna break that apart. What we're gonna do. First, we're gonna hit components. So does implement interface. Actor, branch. Get location. Start trace. Distance. Less than that distance. And we'll do set distance and set object. Okay, now let's go around and clean this up. The actor. Straighten that off there and do the exact same thing. And there we go. That is actually really nice and clean. Okay. And now we need to set the outgoing. Object. anything, then we just go there. If it's not valid, we just go there. However, if it is valid, then it is valid and we get that. And there we go. That bit is redone. Literally negative has been accomplished since you were last there. The project got a glitch and wouldn't open, so now I'm rebuilding the gripping component that I had already built. Yay, game design. I've got no idea how long ago 50 posted that, but yeah. Get closest object with surface. That being said, I did do some animations for the hand. It's not just all been reworking. I have added some stuff, but yeah. Okay. I should have some drink. The problem is I only have so many days to do this, so inebriating myself doesn't help. However, I am going to have coffee coming soon, which will be fantastic. Okay, get nearest object. So when we're pressed, so we want to have a couple new variables. So we want just object, yep. Held object underscore left. And held object underscore right. So I'm going to check if we're holding on to something. Because if we are, then we want to do nothing. Okay. And if we're not, we want to get the nearest grip object for our motion controller. Okay, and then the branch. It is valid. And then does it equal the offhand object? And so we're going to do not equals, which we can do with a single node, so not equal. This way we know if it's held by the other hand. So it is valid, it's not equal, and then we want to set held object left. Okay, so held object left, and then we would do a VR grip primary with our motion controller. Alcohol induces creativity. That sort of creativity. Creativity, yes. Productivity, no. Okay. However, if it is equal, then we want to do a VR allow secondary grips. And our target is this. And our motion control is asking is this. And then we will do a VR release. Right. And then we'll grip. Okay. However, if not, we'll secondary grip. Object. With our motion control. And so either switch hands. Okay, and then we want to switch that held object right. Okay, let's make this a okay, so now we're going to do an attempt grip. Yeah, okay, well, I'm going to go grab my coffee. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna copy all this on our attempt grip. We want target object and need gripping motion controller. Well, we just need motion controller, really. And then with that, we should be able to do the rest. Okay. Motion source. They're both objects, so I want a motion controller component up reference motion source. Yeah. Cyberpunk definitely looks neat, but I was hoping it wouldn't be as solely focused on combat. It seems like a very combat heavy game from the way they're I was hoping for more of an RPG. Like a little bit more open ended. Like it may be. It's just a lot of their advertising material is very much like, hey, stuff. Okay, so this is the thing that screwed up last time. Let's see if we can make a select. And then we're going to do another select. And we want... So what are we doing? We're checking first. If it's not equal... So equals left, so we want to get target object not equal. So if left is true, we want to test the right object. And if left is false, we want to check the left object. Okay, that select node was a lot smoother this time, so I'm hoping that is good signs. I'll wait till I can see some reviews and gameplay. I'm very much an anti pre-order person. Okay, so target object is not the other object. Okay. So then we're going to do a VR grip primary with the attempting. We'll get motion controller. And get target object. Actually, there's an easier way to get references to this. Like you can promote to, and you can straighten connection. Like you can also search them as if it was a variable, which is really cool. The 10th is the second to last day that I actually get to work on this, so I'll watch you on the 11th. Okay, but if it's not, we want to check if object allows secondary grip. Allow secondary grip. And then that also with motion controller? Yes. Was having a productive day, Shona, but then it broke and I had to restart. So I'm about 3 hours backwards right now. However, this is the bit that kept breaking last time and made me restart the project because these were broken. So, hey, now it seems to be working. So cool. Now we'll do a grip secondary. Enough of that motion controller. Okay. But if it doesn't, then I want to tell the other hand to release, right? And I'm working off the side of my keyboard now, apparently. If this motion controller is left, then we want to set held object right. However, left, we want to set held object left. Or if it's right, we want to set held left. And then left, we want right. So compile and save because these are the guys that were giving me issues before. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why it was giving me issue before. I think it was something to do with doing the Oculus setup, so I'll leave the Oculus setup right till the end this time around. Okay. So you drop it out of the other hand, and then we attempt a grip primer. That's what I was doing here, right? Yes. And then on success. Branch. One of those over here. Another select node. So many select nodes. Oh, get rid of that one back there. That's not me. Okay. Motion source is left. What I'm trying to do, I want to set, oh, okay. So I want a branch there. And then I want to set held object left or set held object right. And then we could do that. Now we're going to collapse that to a macro. Set held object variable. Motion controller and target object. And it continues out regardless. Perfect, there we go. Okay. We're just about at being able to grip things. We won't be able to let go of them yet, but we'll be able to grip them real good. Okay. A socket hand function. Yeah, just socket hand. Okay. We'll have object or motion controller. Okay. And we'll just call it socket object. And then we want the motion controller, and then we want the override. Hand pose. And override. Okay, so motion controller. Get motion source. Select here. And that was weird. Oh, because I did, yeah, I need to do an equal. Left. Select. Okay, and then we got hand left and right. Oh, is that the chicken with sweet potatoes and Brussels sprouts in that meal? Like the chicken spring thing, whatever? Cause it has Brussels sprouts. They're pretty good Brussels sprouts. Also don't forget to add the apple. I forgot the apple. Okay. Because we're gonna attach actor to component. Right, that has to be a scene component. Snap to target, keep world. And then for the hand, we also want to override. Is it override or do we call it set animation or something like that? Set hand pose. Oh, that's, yeah, I had like a spring chicken one with sweet potatoes and Brussels sprouts and yeah, it was good. I liked it. Set hand pose. In there. And then plug that in there. Just because you know how to type in magic words that do things doesn't mean you know a damn thing about how computers work. That's the fun thing with this is like it's like, oh, that's cool techie stuff, and it's like, yeah, but it means nothing when you take it to a separate discipline. It's, yeah. That's still why computers fascinate me, is because I have no idea how they actually work. When you just say electricity is making all of this happen, going through basically a bunch of tiny on-off switches. Like, okay, cool. That's crazy. Okay, so we're gonna socket hand. Okay, so in the case of those, I want to socket hand. Fair enough. Socket object. Motion controller. Default. Yeah, okay. So this should send the hand back to the controller it belongs to. And then I can use the same thing down here. Take in that, and that to make it lock onto an object. Okay. So that should handle if you grab something that's grabbed by another hand, and that other thing can't take two hands on it, then it will drop it from the other hand and pick it up with this hand. Hopefully. Setting grip or secondary grip or replacing grip. Replacing, apparently I put. Pretty sure that's supposed to be a C. Okay. Okay, cool. I'm hoping that is all correct. I am really hoping that is all correct. Okay, so input. So now we get rid of all of this here. And we do that. Makes it a hell of a lot cleaner, that's for sure. It will just be VR, yes, because I don't have time to do it in both. Well, I don't think I'll have time. Yeah, right now it'll be just VR. Okay, so that should handle gripping. Cool. Let's set up sound stuff. We're gonna do a new folder for sound. We're gonna do sounds. sound class sounds underscore master. And then I should be able to like make a child class of this. Okay, so sound master, and then I want a new sound class of sound FX. And then a new class name of sound underscore voice. And then a sound underscore music. Music, voice, and then a sound underscore UI. You're old man. Now I'm pretty excited about doing that, sorry. I've got like my old man grunts all ready to go. And, like that's gonna be the main part of it too. It's gonna be like just standing there in front of the microphone. Oh, oh, like that's just so like as he's walking along, he'll just like put out a random That's gonna be freaking hilarious. Okay, and then I think I need a sound mix class. What's a sound mix class? Sure, cool. I have one now. I don't know what it does, but I have one. The old man sound off. That'd be hilarious. That'd be a great stream. Well, like, it wouldn't. It would be so bloody annoying, but it would be hilarious. Oh, I'm gonna go top up my coffee. Okay. Harmonize, get off my lawn. No, I couldn't, because if I'm talking to you in Discord, then I'm not focusing on this. Okay. Right, I want to check whether to force holding on to something or not. So we want a game instance. Okay, we want snap, turn, and we want what was the other thing I want? Grip, hold, or yeah, grip, hold. So we'll have input settings. And then we need to make settings for all of the volumes. So what did I do? Voice, master, FX, music, and UI. Okay, we'll see you later. Okay, so that's a bunch of stuff that I've got settings for now. Cool. Now on our character, we're gonna have settings over here. I'm gonna get snap, turn. And we're going to get hold to grip. Yeah, that's what I want to call it. Instead is hold to grip. Okay, I really don't need the hand open right now. Okay. Now we'll have an input of motion controller. Okay. So we'll get hold to grip. So if it's hold to grip, then we just want to release it immediately. If it is not hold to grip, then we want to do a gate. Hold to grip, go here. And then we got sequence, where it opens the gate. And then we do the delay first. No, we'll do a delay second. So we want to open the gate. And then on a delay, close the gate. Something like that. So what this is doing, again, as I explained last time I did this, is that if the VR game is set up so that when you release your button, it drops what you have in your hand, it just releases immediately. Okay, so you have to hold on to it to grip it. However, if you want it not to, then you have to press it first, which then flags this to open, and then you need to release it within a time period, which I'm going to say is 3 seconds. And then that way it gives people with dexterity issues a little better experience. And this is grip or drop right. Oh no, that's left. Cool. Nope, and we need to get our motion controller plugged in there as well. Yeah, cool. If we grip something, we want this to close right away. So we're just gonna bump this down here to keep that a little bit more readable, I think. Yeah. And then we'll do the same thing for grip right. Go and clean all this up. And then we're going to put in motion controller right instead of left, and hand right instead of hand left. Or held object right, yeah. Cool. Okay, now let's drop a gripped object. Oh, this will mean I have to change something in the other thing, but it should make it simpler. So we're going to get motion source equals left. So many of these motion source checks. I preferred it when it was an enum instead of a name. Okay. Held object left, held object right. And then we're going to send a VR release message. And we're releasing it based on whatever the motion controller is that we have incoming. set variable by reference. Okay, I think that should set that. I could manually set them. We'll see if this works, and it's more elegant if it does. And then we want to socket the hand. Socket object will be our motion controller. Our motion controller will be our motion controller, and it will go back to default animations. Now if we go to attempt grip, instead of VR release here, we can do drop gripped object for our incoming motion controller. And that means we get rid of all of that right there. If it works. Which, like, it should, but, yeah. I love all the times where it's like, it should work. I'm lying, I don't love those times. This is a pain in the ass. Okay, so we can plug motion controller in there as well. So... no, because I want that in there. Where the hell's motion controller going? Motion controller's just going right there. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Hold on. Plug that in there then. Just to keep less lines going everywhere. Yeah, that's way cleaner. Okay, I'll save. So we should have gripping and releasing. Grip or drop right. Okay. So we've got gripping and we should have dropping. Cool. Let's give it a try. So we're gonna make a blueprint class. Class underscore VR grip actor VR grip actor underscore SM. So it'll be a static mesh one. Okay, and then it's going to have the interface. Okay, so now we set our static mesh to let's do like a cube as its base. Scale 0.25. There we go. And then let's I'm gonna make some thingies for it, variables. So you got grip primary, grip secondary. So when we grip primary, and the cube, we are going to do something interesting with it, I think. So we're gonna add a skeletal mesh. And that skeletal mesh is going to be a hand. Which has to be scaled larger, damn it. Okay. Anywho. So we're gonna add a couple scene components. So let's add sphere collisions, because they're usually good to work with. One sphere collision there. Copy, paste, and we're gonna bring another one down here. Another one over here. Nope, that didn't quite do what I wanted to. But anywho, 3 are good enough. And we are going to, on grip primary, get location. Then we are going to make array. Then we're going to do a for each loop. Equals Move to local variable. We're going to call this socket. And we are going to add another local variable for distance, which will be a float. Set distance, so if it is the first one in the group, then we are going to set that. Otherwise, I'm going to get location, world location. We're going to do distance. Set that. Otherwise, we branch and check if this is less than that. So basically what we're doing is we're getting the closest one of these spheres, and then we're going to socket to the closest one. I think that'll be cool. So if it's closer, we set that information. We want it to always be a success. And then we want to plug in socket, and we're going to set the hand pose to close. This way it should get the closest socket, attach our hand to it, set the hand to closed. We also want to attach actor to component. And our parent component will be our motion controller. So this is attaching the object to the motion controller and then closing off the connection. Compile, save. If it is a secondary grip, we actually want to do the same thing, except for we just don't want to attach. So we're going to Control C, secondary grip, move that way down there, Control V. We want to get the closest socket. I'm going to create the local variables for these. And then we're going to say it's always a success. We're going to make that a pointing hand and connect to whatever socket the secondary hand connects to. Okay. Okay, doing that. Yeah. And then on release, to implement the release function. Oh, we also want to set set secondary grip. And set primary grip. So that when we release, then we'll see if it equals primary. And secondary is valid. Then we want to get secondary grip. Do a grip primary with it. It is already connected. And then we want to well, I guess we need to branch this first. So branch. It is primary, then we want to set primary to nothing. And then try to do a secondary grip. We also want to do a detach. Detach. How do you do a detach? Actor. Attach actor to component. Yeah, so you can like detach actor. Detaches root component of this from any scene component. Yes. We'll do a detach, and then we try to grip again with the secondary. So that way, if we let go with one hand, we can still be holding on with the other hand. Let's see if that works. No, we need to save the current level. And we're going to go project settings. We're going to set those to the test level. Game instances are GI Final War. And then we need a new game mode. GM_Final War. Yeah, that's about it. So we're gonna go to project settings, maps and modes, game mode, Final War. Player controller is basic player controller. I guess I never changed that. Default pawn is the character VR. Cool. Oh, in input, I want to turn off virtual joystick. File, we're gonna save all. And then this is our thing right there. And get some geometry. And then we're gonna put interaction cube on there. And a couple interaction cubes. Okay, so that regrips if it's primary. Or if it is valid. If it's not valid, then we want to simulate physics. Let's simulate physics. On. And then on primary grab, we want to set simulate physics off. Compile and save. Okay, let's try. So we're going to close this. We're going to file, save all. VR preview. What is Steam VR running? No? Okay. Oh. Let's give this a go. Throw on the headset. I create a guardian every time at my stupid desk. Okay, Oculus Link is connecting. Okay, except for I'm on the ground. My hands are working, and my long grab is working, so I may be able to. Oh, it should have grabbed. Why aren't you grabbing? Yeah. Why aren't you grabbing? Because that should grab. Yeah, those are pretty great old man hands. Oh, I haven't set my floor level setup. The hands seem just a little bit too far forward. So I'm going to move them back. But I'm pretty happy with those nasty old man hands. Okay. So, the grip is firing because it is shooting forward. We can see that. Let's print string here. Attempted grip primary. Okay. We're going to save that. We're going to go over to our character. I'm going to set up the floor. So event, begin play, spawn VR hands. Before that, we want to set origin, set tracking origin to floor level. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. Yeah, it should be grabbing. I am not seeing the print screen happen. But yeah, it's like that should be grabbing. It's showing the hits. I know it implements the interface. I'm really happy with those hands. I am not a good 3D modeler by any means, but I am really, really happy with these old man hands. Liver spots and all that, yeah. I am way too happy with that. But yeah, why are we not gripping? Okay, so we know the line trace is working. So let's get nearest object with grip interface. So we're going out, we're hitting something. Does a component have a grip interface? Because distance is I'm like, it should all frickin' work, but no, because I didn't set my default variable. Let's see if just setting a default variable fixes me. Okay, Oculus Home is really laggy. Just putting the headset on and off. Okay. Hey, there we go, and we get that. Oh, and that gives me a second. So switching. Oh, that is that's a little bit awkward. That's fine. Yeah, that's also a little bit awkward. Ooh. Apparently when my hands close, the fingernails tend to go with it. Okay. Yep. I can fix that easy by just reattaching those. So yeah. Now I just have to pew. No, come back. Poo. There you go. But anywho, can't even throw in VR. So maybe make the grip area a little bit bigger. Move the hands up and back some, so the grip is, instead of coming out of the center of the hand, coming out like at the palm, like there. We'll just offset the hand a bit. And then on the cube, set the default variable, because I don't have the default variable for secondary grip set. Okay. So we're going to set this to a variable, and we're going to call this interact radius. So our interact radius can be right under our interact distance. Our interact radius is going to be bumped up to 15. No, 13. We'll see how that does. Indirect distance is going to be reduced to like 80. We're then going to go to the script actor and we want to go to our interface, input, and checks. Allow secondary grip. Yes, this unit does. Okay, so that should hopefully work. Let's see. So that should work. I want to. Okay, so we got that. Right, hand. I want to take the hand. And then I want to take the hand and go up like that. And then back like that. And see how that feels. I may have to do it less than 5 units. But 5's the default. And oh man. Oculus Home, you need to fix your going in and out of headset issues. Okay. So I can now grab. Perfect. And I can have a secondary grab. And my secondary grab has no influence. And then when I let go, my hand goes back. When I let go of my primary hand, cool. Yeah. Like, it's by no means perfect. By no means. Why is that wigging out? It's like it's constantly being set to default. But yeah, that's oh. Well, that's fun. Oh, because it's yes. That would be an issue. Because I'm never setting. No, because this should still be set as a gripped object. I do like how that hand feels a little better. Like it feels like that would be where I'd be resting it. But the secondary grip, I'm never releasing the secondary grip. Oh, I should have made that longer. But yeah, it's like that's giving me a primary. So this one is not saying that it's currently gripped. Because I've released, but the cube doesn't say it's been released. Why doesn't the cube say it's been released? So we need to make sure that the cube is dropping the secondary. Okay, so on the event, if we grip primary, oh, that's what we need to do. Okay. So we grip primary, we need to set primary grip to secondary grip. And then we need to set secondary grip to nothing. And that should fix our issues. And then I need to make that, put that in a function library so I can reuse it on multiple things. Blah. Oh man. Oculus Home is nausea inducing. Why are you so crap, Oculus Home? Okay, let's go in and we'll play. There we go. So I can grab it, I can let it go. I can grab it, I can let it go. I can grab it, and I can also grab it. I can let it go and it comes over here, and then I can let it go and it drops. And then I can still grab it again and grab the other one. And grab them. Haha! Okay. So now what we need to do is on primary grip, instead of connecting the oh yeah, instead of connecting this cube to the controller, we need to connect the cube to the controller with an offset based on which socket we're going to. And that is the next step. So that when I grab here, it's not jumping. Like, it might jump a little bit, but it only jump like the distance of my hand to that top socket. Yeah. So the secondary hand is not going into pointing. So when I go to do a secondary hand, pointing is broken. It's not going into pointing, or it's going into pointing, but it keeps popping out. So pointing has a problem. Okay, let's go into our anim blueprint and see why pointing is giving me a problem. We're going to go to our state machine to pointing. Point or trigger is not, but grip is. And then it comes back to default if it's not equal point. There we go. I had the wrong value in that variable. So now my secondary grip should go to that. Okay. Now we want to go to the VR grip actor, and on VR grip primary, we want to attach that, but then we also want to add relative add location, add actor local offset, and we want to get it by our socket. Get relative location. But then I want to multiply that by -1, so it removes that location. I think. And that should give us a socket offset. Okay, Oculus is being a pain, so we're just going to go to play and see if that updates the headset. No? Oh, I had to like manually update. Oh, no. That is very off. Like, it's going in the right direction. If I grab on this side, it should be moving away, but it shouldn't be moving away that far. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I need to like unscale it. So I need to modify that by scale. So get scale. Get actors scale 3D. And we want to multiply that by a vector. Actually, multiply this vector by that vector, then do that. Okay, let's see if that works. It's the desired effect. Yeah, that's it right there. What I need to do is reverse those. Well, I guess not reverse because I need to offset the trace from the bottom of the hand, so I can't pick up things at the back of the hand. But I can still go off the back of the hand quite a bit. But that being said, like there shouldn't be too many objects like this in the game. It'll mostly be like weapons or tools. Yeah, that feels right now. Okay. Like the snap, it'd be nice if it like swooped into the hand instead of just snapping to the hand. Which I could do like a lerp or trigger a timeline to move to the location and then snap, but that's fine. And then when it's in my hand, it still does physics. My hand does not do physics. Okay. But that in my hand does do physics. Still is dropped. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I think maybe I'll make the trace isn't that small already. I kind of like where that's at just for accessibility, but I could make it smaller. Oh. Come to me. Boom. Yeah, that top one kind of sucks because it's like grabs like that, whereas I'd want it to rotate, but that's just rotating the socket. Should just be rotating the socket. And same with the far side one. So let's try that. Okay, so we're gonna try to adjust the sockets now. Okay. So now that we've got that happening, if we go to our viewport, so we've got this socket. We want to rotate 90 degrees that way. And this socket, I believe, is the negative. Yeah. We want to rotate 180 degrees. Like that. So now it should, the character should grab onto the box better. Let's find out if that theory works. If I go to grab the top, no, because it doesn't snaps to that and then just does a local offset. Like that is holding it right. Like I'm holding my hand upright, but it's that way. And then that, and then that, and then I release and it goes back. Oh no, like that's, and then if I go here, my hand will flip around, grab it. Yeah, what was the issue I was having? Why did I think that was wrong? Oh, because if I rotate my hand, so if I rotate my hand to grab it, that's what's happening. Okay. So I need to keep rotation to world unless I want it to snap to my hand. Yeah. Unless I get local transform and change it that way. Might do it. Let's try that. So instead of adding a local rotation, we'll add a local transform that's scaled. So on grip primary, add actor, local transform, get relative transform. We're then going to split these pins. Their location needs to be offset by scale, but our rotation shouldn't be. Our rotation should be fine. Snap to target. So yeah, it's going to target. No, whatever. We'll deal with that later. We have gripping and dropping done. Gripping and dropping is working. So huzzah, we've got that. Now let's make some tools to use. So we're going to add a walker. Let's make a walker. So what I want to do here is I am going to open up post-apocalypse construction. What do I want to use? I think apocalypse. So I'm going to use some of the polygon assets as my background assets. So we're going to open up apocalypse here, export a couple models as reference. But in the meantime, I'm going to take a break and hit the washroom, so I'll start streaming.